Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, Grim here, and welcome to another video. In this one we're going to take a look at some solid fights from my main account, and in this specific fight I wanted to try and see how much damage Mr. Freeze with Beta Club can do in Dawn of Apocalypse. This will of course be higher for most soul rates because the artifact bonus is split, but here it will be pretty much base stats, so it's like we're fighting league rates, but we're going to have a far more optimal fight because there's no armor on this dude and he's going to become unchoppable. Another thing to keep in mind is that we got Vixen here, and in this particular scenario, because we get no passive attack, the attack that Vixen gives, it will actually be very useful to us. So we'll see how that goes. I'm going to go ahead and stack some lethal with Brainiac and see where that takes us. To be honest, I have only a 3-star Mr. Freeze and I haven't been really using him in soul raids. Yet again, it will be far better in other soul raids, but that's because I have Beta Club and that will go very well the higher his base attack can get, and the artifacts can help out with that in anything that's not Dawn of Apocalypse or on ice soul raids. But still, I have not really been using him. Like, at 3 stars I simply get a better performance out of other characters, because Manta currently, because Manta 6 stars can do far better than Mr. Freeze in terms of damage, no matter what I try to do and how I do it. And pairing him up with Raven simply does not pull the damage value so far, so that's why we haven't seen Mr. Freeze gameplay in a while. He just doesn't do that well at 3 stars for me in this soul raid specifically. But yeah, we're going to freeze him, we're going to use jump attacks, and we're going to try and push him all the way back to the corner now. And I messed up the combo interruption Brainiac. As I said, the combo interruption is weird since the last update. Maybe I have gotten worse at it, who knows? It's just the fact that it's not working too great. Combo interrupting this dude, he's frozen, jump attack. That's a bad value. Jump attack again, 2.8 mil. That's pretty much the highest we're gonna get here. And yeah, my Mr. Freeze sucks. I'm fully aware that some people in league rates are getting 3 mil values or are getting far higher values than this without even a Brainiac in there. I am aware of that. Please don't shame my Mr. Freeze. And over here I die. You know why I die? Because they messed up the freeze mechanics. So basically they changed the freeze mechanic after this update, and it's gonna act weird after the freeze expires. So Horrific Scarecrow was in the corner, he was pinned to the corner. When the AI is pinned to the corner, they are not going to try and do jump attacks. That's simply not a thing. They are never going to attempt to do that. But because he escaped out of the freeze, he got a little bit of a concussion and he forgot the fact that he was in the corner and he was not supposed to use jump attack, so he went ahead and used the jump attack. That is dumb and I consider that a bug. Please do fix that. Moving on to the next fight, I just wanted to dispatch of Boss Bane real quick with the Confluent Succumbent plus Raven fight. Not sure if this was the most optimal place to use them, because there's like Harley alive and Harley's immune to stun. I'm not sure how much that's gonna come into play, but yeah, we'll see how we deal with her. Maybe I should have left Bane up, but the thing is he was fortified, and I was gonna use Sword of Sin on Raven to constantly power drain anyway, and that also reduces defense, so I was like, let's just take care of 2 things at once with a defense reduction over here. Though I could have used with another team like Classic Superman, so yeah. Not sure how worth this was here, but it is what it is. This is what we're playing. Jump attack it again. Decent dot values. 3.8, we're going to stay with that. Special 2, that's all the way up to a 5 mil. Raven back in there, reset the darkness. King back in there, jump attack, special 3. Gonna block a bit, jump attack again, and another jump attack, special 2. Yet again, we're working only with base stats over here. We're only working with base stats, so all the attack, everything's gonna matter here in terms of King stats. Jump attack again, and again we got a decent value. Raven back in there. Reset darkness, we're going to prepare for super move now, because that's definitely worth doing. Just a 3 mil, but I did not really build combo for that, because I'd rather keep the high dot value, to be honest. 17.6, the super move definitely did increase our damage by a significant amount. Though not as much as it says, okay? Not as much as it says, but we already know the good old problem with the super move not increasing by as much as it says. That's not damage that's giving you, okay? Stop lying to yourself. That's at most base attack or something like that. Raven back in there, or it doesn't scale properly with other stuff, I don't know, but we're getting to something that really doesn't scale properly with other stuff in a moment here. Right now I'm going to just let him kill me. I need to do that. I'm using Beta Club. We're getting crazy high dot values, and he might be like, Sigval, you're using hacks. How can you get this high damages? Because of an artifact that you put into the game. So that's why we're going to let King die here to avoid that issue. And every single time I have done this, I have not gotten unusual gameplay since, but it was a problem previously. We're going to use Seaperon with Dr. Fate to end things off, and there we go. Boss Bane has been successfully dealt with. Now, moving on to the next fight, we're going to get into something that I really wanted to try, but had quite lackluster results. So, as you know, Harley's got a thing that increases the damage on stun targets, but that applies not only to herself but to her teammates as well. We're going to have Sword of Salvation on her to power generate a bit, and we're going to have a Manta with the Firebox, and we're going to use the special tree of Manta to stun. I just tagged in Red Hood here to get the super move thing out of the way so we can get on with our lives. Manta back in there, and that was a bad tagging, but thankfully we did not lose stacks there at the very least. We're going to get into losing stacks as well. And so far we're not able to tell how much the damage is actually increased by him being stunned. But look, I'm not gonna wait for the moment when that happens, when we got max stacks with Manta, so I can talk about it. I'm going to tell you the problem and the thing that pisses me off straight off the bat. Do we deal increased damage when he is stunned compared to when he's not stunned? Yes. The value on swipe when it crits and stuff, and ignore that fail on combo interruption there. And I also lost the Manta stacks, but that's not the point of this. The point is that my value on stun targets when I'm at max stacks is 300k per swipe. Talking about the single value regardless of the fast stack hit or not. If that crits, that's a 300k. Now, if that doesn't crit, that's going to be a 240 or something close to that. And it is indeed a damage increase. It is indeed a damage increase, but you know by how much my damage is supposed to be increased by Harley's passive? By 300%. It's supposed to be increased by 300% by having Harley in there. Is that a 300% damage increase? Because it doesn't seem to me. Look, I didn't like doing mathematics back in school, so I might be wrong on this one, so feel free to correct me. But I don't think 60k... it's going to be a 300% damage increase out of 240k, my dudes. That just doesn't cut it, no matter how you put it. So the situation might be something around the lines. For Harley it seems to work well, or at the very least it works very well for the dot damage, and we just don't care about the damage on basic attack hits. But for Manta it really seems to be something along the lines that it increases the damage he deals on basic attack hits, but it does not account for passive stacks. So basically you first get the... I mean, not even that, you get things separately applied. You get your damage increased by the passive, and then the damage for Harley is going to be a percentage of your base damage if you had 0 passive stacks. So yeah, this sucks. Don't do this. I would have had far better odds if Harley was not here. If I use Silver Bane, most likely I would have had far better odds, because I wouldn't care about tagging her in to generate power and all that stuff. This sucks ass. I mean, look, this is something that's done for entertainment purposes and for testing purposes. It's not something that's going to be like, oh, this thing does not work and now my soul rate is ruined, my life is ruined, the kids and wife are leaving me. It's something that just isn't right. And it was never right, because I did use Manta in the past with Harley, and previously I just went with the it simply doesn't work. It does work, but to a very, very low extent, to a terrible extent, so yeah. I mean, look, there's bigger priorities in fixing this, and even if it gets fixed and it's the actual damage increase, I'm not sure how viable that's gonna be compared to using Harley, but this just doesn't work. Don't do this. I'm not gonna do this anymore myself. Okay, so now for the fight. We have here Batman who laughs with Deathstroke and with Horrific Scarecrow. And in previous fights I was using Red Hood with this team because I felt like they needed a time extension, because the time might not have been enough to get all the clones of Deathstroke out of the way and get things going, and this time I did not put Red Hoods because I didn't feel like I really needed that time extension. But boy, was I wrong for this one, because this might be the most successful Deathstroke Nora's Globe fight that I have ever seen in my life. So I might be biased because it's my fight, okay? I might be biased on that one, but boy, just wait and see. We got Batman Blast dealing his percentage health damage. He's having a great time as far as I am aware. If you're able to constantly combo and chop the enemy, you're going to, for the most part, be able to get everything out of the way in the first final form that he gets in, but we're going to get in there yet again and do a vibe check on the percentage health damages. Yep, exactly all of them, actually. Now Deathstroke back in there. We're going to get first his base percentage health damages out of the way with his special 2 as far as that goes. Another special 2 in there. Another special 2 in there. We're doing great with power generation because we pinned him to a corner and we do crits. Venom Blast back in there because I did not want him to use super move yet. I want him to use super move and Deathstroke and kill him. But first I want to deal with my percentage health damages. And I want to be on full power when the clone tags in, or close to that at the very least. Because the clone really needs all the resources it can get. Because he doesn't get the passives, and even if I had the power girl, let's say, he doesn't get the cost reduction. Come on, chopping again, and we did it perfectly because this was the low value, meaning it's the last value, and now the clone is in the fight. Okay, so here I could have done a special 2, but I'm like, no. Let's do this properly. Let's risk it and push him all the way to the corner where we can easily combo and chop him after a special. There we go. He's in the corner, special 2. That's 32 mil damage. Let's go. Another special 2. 30 mil damage. Let's go. Another special 2. 29 mil damage. Let's go. Another special 2. 27 mil damage, almost 28, let's go. Now we're going to struggle a bit with power generation, but that's fine. We do have enough health to keep combo and chopping him so far. 26 mil, we'll definitely take that, 25 mil, boy, we're literally going to finish the percentage health damages for the clone as well, because you'll eventually see the dot value, and I'm so sad I didn't have Red Hood, because I think I could have actually gotten more out of this if I had Red Hood in there. And another one, that's gonna be it for this video. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one, and like and comment, all that stuff, it really helps. But yeah, goodbye.
This is the future.